What is going on, people, and welcome back to another video on the channel. If you're new here, the name is Spainey and I'm currently training for my first ever marathon, which will be London 2026, and bringing you guys along for the training journey. So I've just finished all my training for the week, runs for the week. I did no gym sessions this week, just finished all my runs for the week. Boy, I feel my legs are collapsed. I just finished a 20k run, but we'll get onto that one in a sec. Before I get into that, don't forget I'm running the marathon to raise money for charity. Charity of my choice is the Sickle Cell Society. So either on the screen around here in this corner will be a QR code for you guys to scan, or down in the description below you can follow the link there to go to the donation page. So my runs this week consisted of a 7k easy run on Tuesday, an 8k steady run on Thursday, a 5k recovery run yesterday, Saturday, and my long run, which is what I've just finished this morning, Sunday morning, was 20k. Now, yeah, as I said, I'm going to come onto that one, but before we do, let's talk about my runs, my other runs this week. Now, obviously, I must preface this with, and I touched on this in my last video, talking about how I've just had a terrible start to the year training wise. Not really been running or even in the gym much. I still haven't been to the gym since New Year's Day, to be honest with you. And run wise, I'd only done 2 runs before this week, which is absolutely terrible. And even in like the 2 weeks before the new year, I hadn't gotten as many runs as I should have done. So I say all of that because, as I say, when I come to the 20k, there'll be something that I talk about in that is relevant. But let's get onto these runs for this week so far. So Tuesday, as I say, 7k easy run. Did it in 47 minutes. As always, I put the stats on the screen, but 47 minutes and 27 seconds for an average heart rate of 140, which for an easy run is actually really good. I'm happy with that. But what I will say is, as I've started picking up the running again, I'm noticing that the running doesn't come kind of as easy as it was when I was kind of in the, I say peak, but you guys don't know what I mean when I say in the peak of my training. Let's say prior to, well, I guess me picking up that injury, because I think it's ever since then that I've not really been running, doing my 4 runs a week as I'm supposed to be, for obvious reasons. But even then, when I remember when I took 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks off from running, and obviously I did the 5k, ended up running a 5k PB, and then I did a 12k a few days later. Like, I felt good them runs, do you get what I mean? But what I will say is, obviously, 2 things. A, over the Christmas period I did drink a little bit, which I'm really noticing, like, the effects of drinking on your body. Like, I just feel on these runs, I feel terrible, to be honest with you. I feel not like in any other way, but like just my legs feel heavy, and I just feel like I just can't move as well as I was able to before. So there's that, and then also my diet's not been on point. Well, 3 things. Alcohol over the Christmas period, diet's not really been on point, and my recovery. So where I've not been in the gym, I've not really been in like the cold plunge and the sauna and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm noticing that as well. And I'm noticing the effects of that on my body as well. So there's the 3 things that I need to get right again from this week. I'll be back in the gym from this week anyway. So these are all things that I need to really just fix up on and start dialing in, so that I can really maximize every training session, every recovery, and all of that. Thursday, I got out on an 8k steady, which felt better, to be fair. So this one consisted of starting with a 2k easy, followed by a 4k at steady pace, finishing off with 2k easy again. So the easy sections were done at 6:40 to 7:10 per kilometer, and the steady sections were done at 6 to 6:25 per kilometer. And I managed to keep within that. The only thing that I noticed was, because it's the first time that I'm intentionally changing pace during a run, I noticed that because with the Apple Watch, how it tells you your pace, it tells you 2 times. It tells you your rolling kilometer pace, and it tells you your average pace per kilometer. So that makes it difficult when you're in the transition period. So when you're going from easy to steady or steady back to easy, it makes it kind of difficult to really dial in exactly the pace that you're going at, you see. So for example, when I was going from easy to steady, because it was a rolling kilometer, so it takes a while to get to your actual pace that you're going at that moment, it was suggesting I was going slower than I was. So I was picking up the pace more. Therefore, I ended up doing the first kilometer in the steady section way quicker than I was supposed to, or I intended to. Similarly, on the way back, when I was going from steady to easy, I ended up going a lot slower than I intended to, because it was telling me I was going faster than I thought I was. I would therefore compensate by slowing down the pace a bit more. Obviously, because it's the first time I'm doing this, while I'm running, I'm not thinking, oh yeah, it's showing me rolling pace. I'm just like, right, I just need this time to tell me a pace that I'm trying to get to. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a bit annoying, but anyway, it is what it is. So I did that in 51:44 for an average pace of 6:28. Average heart rate there was 149. So all good. Then yeah, 5k recovery run yesterday. Nothing to scream home about there. Just did that in 38 minutes. Average pace of 7:45. And then yeah, just now I did my 20k long run. So the thing I say about this long run is I've kind of played myself. Where I've not been running as much as I would like to have done up until this point. My last long run was over a month ago, and that's when I did the 18k, right? Now for me to not have done any long run since then and then gone straight into a 20k today, when I deep it, is actually kind of mad. But at the same time, I'm like, because I feel like I've lost a bit of time in training, my training schedule is telling me I need to do a 20k run this week. So that's what I need to do to get back on track. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know, I might ask my coach, ChatGPT, what he thinks in terms of like getting me back on schedule, but taking into account the fact that I've not done all my runs that I was supposed to. And I'm not I'm not as fit as I was, let's say pre-Christmas, if you like. And I'll see what he kind of suggests from there, because yeah, like today, can't lie, was a struggle. So I ended up doing 20k in 2 hours and 21 minutes 44 seconds for an average pace of 7:05 per kilometer. Average heart rate 148, which sounds okay, but I wanted to maintain more of a 6:30 pace. Another thing as well is that I remember I was talking to Crazy, and he was like, oh yeah, what people need to start doing or stop doing is getting into this habit of whenever you like it's refueling time in a run, you stop, right? You want to make sure you're consistently on the move. And so for example, when I did my 18k, that's what I did. I would kind of walk to refuel and then continue running afterwards. Whereas today, I took that on board and I was like, you know what, let me continue running. So I did so anyway. I felt okay. Like, I mean, physically, I was able to do it and run the whole way pretty much. I only stopped for one flight of stairs walked for one flight of stairs that I had to climb. But one thing I tell you is these long runs, the variables are so annoying in terms of you could be running on road, through a park, on a trail. At one point I was running through a trail, and then the hills. Oh my God, I've never done so much uphill running in my life. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. There's one road so long. I don't know how far up it I got, but I'd been running up it for ages. And there was one guy walking down it with his dog. And I had to say to him, I said, my friend, how much more of this hill do I have? And he just went, it's quite far. And I'm just like, oh my days. And he did not lie. I had ages to go. But I'm proud of the fact that I didn't stop. And I just kept running. No matter what hill I came across, I just kept running. And there was just so many uphill runs. But one thing I will say as well is I much prefer running uphill than downhill. Downhill I find so uncomfortable, particularly when I'm like quite far into a run. Like there was one bit where I had a little bit of a downhill at like 14k or something. It's just so uncomfortable in the legs and the knees. Hate it. So I much prefer running uphill. But yeah, I mean, I've just been doing a 2k. It's basically 2k. Basically 2k active recovery walk home, because where I finished the run, I was 2k out from the house, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just do a walk home just to kind of like ease my way back into, I guess, chill mode, if you like. But my legs were feeling it. When I finished that run, I felt like I couldn't walk, like I was struggling to walk. Okay, I'm probably over-exaggerating a little bit there, but yeah, it was uncomfortable, let's put it that way. But I mean, it's marathon training, right? It's not going to be easy. If it was, everybody and their dog would be doing it. And so yeah, but proud of the fact I got it done. As I say, gonna go home now, shower up, have some refuel, have some breakfast, and yeah, try and work out exactly what I'm going to do in terms of a plan going forward for the remainder of my training block. Because yeah, when I deep it, I think I've got 22k to do next week, and I'm just like, to add on 2k on top of today right now, it just sounds madness. Sounds absolute madness. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, we shall see. But yeah, I hope you guys are all well. As I say, doing this to raise money for charity, so please do help me reach my goal. Follow the link in the description below, or the QR code that will be on the screen, and I will catch you in next week's recap. I will be back in the gym from tomorrow, and yeah, I need to start taking 3 things I need to start taking more seriously: recovery, mobility, and what was the third thing? I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it on screen. But anyway, I'm tired, guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.